Bluetooth. Okay, so my mouse should be connected. Yo. All right, Nicki, thanks for holding us down tonight. We really appreciate you. This girl's been saying that she was gonna get off of here. So basically, oh my god, where? The way I took like 2 pages of notes today based off of what Nicki has been talking about is diabolical. So once again, thank you so much for bearing with me. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get started on I do want to get started on a Diddy update because there's quite a lot of stuff going on with him. So let's do that allegedly, and then we're gonna get back to, and then we'll get back to Nicki, and then cool. All right, cool. So boom. It's a lot. I think you guys can see this. Oh, let me make it bigger. Did it make it bigger? All right. So this says federal authorities have begun targeting individuals linked to Sean Diddy Combs' infamous freak-offs as the investigation intensifies and enters a new phase. The government has interviewed more than 50 witnesses and served 300 warrants. Several witnesses who worked with Combs have been in meetings with federal prosecutors. At least one top executive was labeled his Ghislaine Maxwell. Or Ghislaine, right? That, I think that's how you say her name. In a civil litigation last year, there are at least one top executive was labeled his Ghislaine Maxwell. I remember a top executive, but she wasn't labeled like his, whatever, like Bonnie and Clyde or whatever the fuck you call it. Anyway, it says they are very much treating this matter like a mobster case and articulating various roles that different people played in supporting the conspiracy. Expect more names to come out either as defendants or witnesses for Diddy, man. Yeah, so of course I can't wait to see what happens. Live now. Sorry, I'm just tweeting real quick. Let's go. Oh my god. Thank you guys so much for dealing with me. Yeah, so once again, like, this is not like the most verified source or whatever. Like, it doesn't really give a source. Like, I don't know what this account is, but like, just because like headlines aren't coming out in the news doesn't mean that things aren't happening with Diddy, and that like the investigation is it's still going. I mean, not the investigation. I mean, of course the investigation, but like, like the lawyer's still working, obviously. Like, there's things, like going on and stuff like that. So yeah. And if you guys watch like this girl on YouTube, her name is Tisa Tells. Like, she's a really like big like YouTuber, on pop culture and stuff. And like she'll be the one who really be saying like what's really going on, and then it'll come out, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, so like that did happen. So I don't doubt that these things are actually happening. So going back to my agenda, let's keep it moving. Shout out to everybody in here. Once again, I appreciate everybody. Shout out to everybody on Twitter who took my poll talking about should we go live tonight, child, because I definitely wanted to come live, and then I was just so tired. And but we're here now, and I'm glad we are, because it's like, yeah, we got a lot to discuss. So there's a new lawsuit, okay? New Diddy suit. He drugged and sexually aided a girl, and the girl got pregnant. He's facing a new lawsuit filed by a woman who claims the rap mogul drugged and SA'd her and continues to menace and intimidate her. And new court documents filed on Friday, which is today, obtained by TMZ, a Jane Doe claims the Bad Boy Records founder repeatedly assaulted her over a 4-year period, and says one of the encounters even resulted in her getting pregnant, but she ended up suffering a miscarriage. The anonymous woman, represented by this attorney, claims she first met Diddy overseas in the fall of 2020 and was invited to join the rapper on an all expenses paid trip. She saw Diddy regularly between 2021 and 2022, with with the rapper and his team arranging for her to meet up with him in his homes in LA, New York, Miami, and other various locations. However, she claims she did not travel at her own volition, claiming Diddy and his staff would use coercive and harassing language to make her agree. She says drivers would show up to her home to take her to Diddy, which left her feeling like she didn't have a choice in the matter. The woman alleges Diddy also used spiked alcoholic beverages as a way to force her to do his bidding, saying Diddy forced her to have sexual intercourse in April 2022 while she was at at his LA home. Now, a lot of people who are coming out to like make like accusations or whatever, they talk about ketamine, right? So it says the woman who also accuses Diddy of forcing her to take ketamine and other drugs in July 2022, which resulted in her blacking out. And I'm just wondering, like, who's like, why? I don't understand, like, you know how like they give people drugs to like knock them out and stuff like that? Why do like some like why does the person that you're trying to take advantage of, like why do they get knocked out? But if you're like if Diddy is taking the drug himself, like why doesn't he get knocked out when he takes ketamine? Like, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, why is it always like the person who becomes a victim to get knocked out? Or is it or the perpetrator is not taking it, or are they like or are they taking something else, child? Is Diddy taking something else? All right. Can you guys hear? Oh my God, are you guys hearing and seeing me? Guys, please update me in the chat, please. And if you're here right now, please make sure that you're liking the video. Thank you. He probably beefed fake taking it. Not fake taking it. Where's my screens right now? Like, I cannot. Okay, I literally can't. Like, this should not be this hard. This should not be this hard. But I'm gonna keep y'all on a full screen. All right, I think Ibiomi is here with me because he's talking or responding. So what the fuck did I just fucking do, bro? What the fuck? Yo, my computer is acting wonky, like, or is it me? Like, you're mad annoying. This cannot be serious right now. Like, why right now? Let's put YouTube here. Let's put screen 1, screen 2. Okay. All right. I think I'm good now. Okay. Abiomi says he probably be fake taking it. We're still here and can hear you. Okay, great. All right, cool. So she says she tried to get space from Diddy after the miscarriage, but Diddy would allegedly harass her with calls and texts until she agreed to see him, which this happened through July 2024. My nigga, it's fucking September. 9 minus 7, that was 2 months ago. He was still harassing her up to 2 months ago. The woman says she feared for her safety during this time, having witnessed Diddy slap and abuse other women. She also alleges he found some way to track her location and monitor her conversations. She claims that he continues to contact her to this day, attempting to control and intimidate her. The woman says she suffered trauma, financial injury, and physical injury, and is seeking an unspecified amount in charges. And Diddy has not commented since this has been reported. Okay, so this is 9/27/2024. Now, this is not all that was reported today. Okay, it's more coming. Like, is this ever gonna end? So this says new lawsuit. Let's come to my bookmarks and get the other one, because there's a bigger one. Here. So this lawyer in Texas, never heard of him before today. He's repping more than 50 alleged victims of Diddy. Okay. And so a Houston-based law firm is representing more than 50 alleged victims who say they face SA and abuse from Diddy and his associates, and they're predicting the group will keep growing as the case progresses. The attorney, his name is Tony Busby. He made some serious allegations on the firm's Instagram, god dang, saying the group of men and women who came forward have gut-wrenching stories about what went down at Diddy's alleged freak-off parties. He detailed the alleged mind-boggling violations against them as debauchery and depravity extracted by powerful people. Child. Busby claims some of the accusers were minors when the alleged incidents occurred and mentioned plans for a press conference where individuals can share their stories. Child, I cannot wait for that. Wow. Has anybody watched the documentary on TMZ? This right here, Diddy's TMZ's documentary on Diddy. Has anybody watched it? So while he has not filed yet, Busby says he intends to file a class action lawsuit on behalf of the victims early next week. This is crazy. Over 50 people in from one lawsuit being represented by one lawyer. There's no known evidence supporting the allegations of some of the victims that were minors, nor do they have any previous lawsuits. So we shall see how this pans out. Now, what I really want to get to though is Young Miami has now been implicated for officially. So like Young Miami has been mentioned in court documents, right? Um with Diddy. So a 12th person, a Florida entrepreneur and model who was suing under Jane Doe, claims that she first met Combs overseas while traveling in the fall of 2020. Um which led to an ongoing relationship that ended in July of this year. July of this year. Is this the same girl? Wait, is this the same girl that got pregnant? Yeah, I think it is. Because ketamine, right? So but then here's how Young Miami is implicated in this claim against Diddy. So the woman claims that she was forced to ingest ketamine, which caused her to black out and sporadically lose consciousness. It was after taking ketamine that the woman claimed that she discovered she was pregnant. Combs' then partner, rapper Young Miami, real name Carisha Brownlee, allegedly harassed and pressured the woman to have an abortion. Rolling Stone has reached out to Brownlee for comment, as in Carisha seems like she hasn't responded. The woman says she miscarried and did not speak to Combs for 3 months, so she's listed as Jane Doe. But social media believes the woman in question could be Gina, which is one of other Diddy's baby moms. The woman who not only had a public spat with Young Miami, but also sat down with Tasha K for an interview detailing abuse. Now, do you guys think that it could be Gina, somebody that we've seen Diddy with? She spoke out against him before, but she also literally just had his baby. So I mean, she definitely could be a victim and a survivor, but I don't really I don't know how that would work out, because it's like, I don't know, like think about her position and the position of his other baby moms allegedly, who's probably like just living off him and getting checks and stuff like that. So it's probably like, aren't you like, or I mean, I don't want to say aren't you already getting paid, but it's like, you're probably already getting like support for your child or whatever. But hey, I mean, I guess you're entitled to other damages and stuff like that as well. But anyway, Young Miami, could be well, I don't know if she could really be charged for anything, but she definitely need to go in and have some conversations about this matter. Let's go to blog topics. Okay. Young Miami accused of harassing a woman. Okay, so it's basically the same thing that we read. Anyway, one more thing on Diddy I saw today. Did y'all see this? Justin Bieber fans are saying the song Baby has subliminal messaging about the use of liquid ecstasy baby oil in it. About the use of liquid ecstasy baby oil in it. Liquid ecstasy has baby oil, or baby oil is in liquid ecstasy? Bitch, I'm confused as fuck. So the song was released in 2010, a year after P. Diddy had 15-year-old Justin Bieber sleep over at his house for 48 hours. It is rumored this is when the drugging and sexual abuse of Justin Bieber first took place. So here, let's hear this. Do you think he's saying baby oil or baby O? I don't even really hear oil. But I don't, child, the conspiracy of it all. Who knows, child? We'll never know. We'll never find out. Okay. I hope everybody's doing well though, and that you guys are following along, and that you guys can see everything that's going on, see and hear me well. I'm gonna do like a quick just refresh and check in. Let's see if Nicki's still live real quick. Actually, is she still live? Ooh, before we even move on, hold on. Let me Nicki. She's still talking.
Public customer service. Talking about, like, you know how your nigga would say, "Oh yeah, you know I like when your hair like that, baby," and da da da. Like, who they talking to, ma'am? Other bobs, who are they talking to?
Hold on.
Do I tell y'all what to do? Do I push y'all around?
Yes. Okay.
Oh really? How do I tell me? Give
Enough, Nicki. So let's come here real quick. She's still live. LOL. I'm dead. All right, cool. I see you guys on YouTube. I'm looking at your comments from here. I just like can't like put it on the screen how I used to with StreamYard. So shout out to everybody in here right now. I appreciate y'all. Please like the video. It says we got 12 people watching, 6 likes. So can we get to 10 likes? Yay. All right, so I wanted to show you guys this before we wrap up the Diddy segment, because Lawyer for Workers is always a good source of legal analysis when it comes to any case. And I just want to really hear and see what he has to say about this stuff. So let's hear what he has to say, get some understanding, and then we'll move on. All right. Sorry, and my apologies for moving slow. I really appreciate y'all. Let's refresh.
To read. It's about Diddy. If you don't want to read it all, I'll give you the summary. What this all means is OMFG DIDDY. Tony Busby, one of the nation's best lawyers. And what he does is he takes cases for free. You don't pay him, he'll take your case, and then he's going to go out and investigate it and try to win it for big money. How's he been doing? I think this man has made billions of dollars at this point. I know he's made hundreds of millions. He might be.
So, Lawyer for Workers is talking about the lawyer that I showed you guys that's filing the lawsuit on behalf of those 50 victims of Diddy in Houston. Okay, so he telling y'all, how to do that.
Into the bees. And here's what he's saying. He's saying that he represents 50 victims of the freak-offs. And here's where it gets scary hours for Team Diddy. He's saying that it includes minors. He's saying that we expect a group of people seeking justice to grow. He's saying he expects other individuals will be implicated. He's saying there's going to be a press conference next week. He's saying it's up and it's stuck on P. Diddy. If this man Diddy ever even looked at you funny, you can call Tony Busby. Shit, call me. We'll call Tony Busby together. This is very scary because lawyers like Mr. Busby make their money by spending lots of money investigating and uncovering facts and information about powerful individuals like P. Diddy. And so now this guy's on your ass with 50, some minors, and maybe more on the way. It's up and it's stuck. This is a lot to read. It's about Diddy. If you don't want to read it all, I'll give you the summary.
Child, over 50 people for one lawsuit. I don't know, man. Diddy might be really done. He might be paying people for the rest of his life. Like, for real, how many victims can you really have? So anyway, you love a good lawyer breakdown. So once again, we're gonna get into some business talk with Nicki, a couple other stuff going on in the music business right now, female rap and shit. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming through. It's Friday night, so I hope everybody is chilling right now. And just an update on what we talked about last night. I told you guys, or I showed you guys, how Glorilla was mad that Rod Wave is dropping on the same day, October 11th, that she dropping, right? So she was going off on the blogs or whatever, not really going off, but like she just said her little one too. And she was trying to make it seem like it was static, it was real energy. But then they was really posted up in the studio right after that last night. Now, do I think they was in the studio last night? Not really, but they've been in the studio before because they've actually interacted with each other on social media before, like last year or in 2022 or something like that. So I'm like, Glorilla, why are you trying to make it seem like it's static with Rod Wave and y'all cool or whatever? So they probably they dropping on the same day, so they might have collaborations on each other's projects and stuff like that. So just wanted to show an update on that. um Real quick, real quick, since tonight's conversation is in the spirit of the music business. We last night I introduced you guys to APG Artists Publishing Group or something like that. APG, when we talked about Atlantic and Julie Greenwald and how she was resigning, and she was basically like shouting out all of the other subsidiaries of Atlantic and the different companies, and we're going to get into a little more Atlantic tea a little bit later. But one of their artists, Lay Banks, who is actually signed to APG, you may have seen her like going viral for her, like, I don't know, Jersey Club type stuff and whatever. But she tweeted, "Being signed sucks, don't fall for the effing illusion, independence is in." So she tweeted this today at 7:34 a.m. So she is over there on Atlantic side APG. Y'all know what's going on with Atlantic. I'm sure that and like it came out a couple of weeks ago that Atlantic had dropped like 50 artists or something like that. So who knows if she was one of those 50 artists, although maybe I don't think so, because she's had like songs here and there go viral on TikTok and stuff. So her music is definitely moving a little bit, at least. She's not like one of the main female rappers that's really talked about like that. But I do kind of wonder, like, this is Lay Banks, if you guys don't know what she looks like. But yeah, like, I really wonder what's going on with her, what's going over there. Is she still signed over there or not? Matter of fact, let's go on Spotify real quick. Let's check her Spotify. Oh, let's check her Spotify. Lay Banks, I like this song. Let's see what's her latest single. September 27th, she dropped today. D4M Sloan under exclusive license to AWOL. So she not on Atlantic anymore. She got an exclusive license with AWOL. AWOL is like an independent like distributor or something like that. There, I would say like a little bit more like high class or whatever, like industry. Like you definitely have a little bit of a name like she does or whatever. You might have been in the major label system, but you trying to go a little bit the more of an independent route. That's exactly what that company is giving. So it kind of makes sense, but interesting how she's not on Atlantic. So maybe she's one of the 50 artists that they dropped. Interesting. I think she really salty. He dropping on the same day. I think so too, child. Because he gonna outstream her. Rod Wave is gonna outstream Glorilla easily. He been doing this. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is Lay Banks, a little Atlantic tea. That's a little appetizer before we really get into it. Okay. Now I wonder how long we've been live. So okay, let's go to my let's just go to my let's come back here. Go to my bookmarks on Twitter. Fuck. I just made the screen mad big. Okay, let's go to my bookmarks and type in Lourdes. So Nicki's artist Lourdes, right? So last night we were here and we talked about Lourdes. We talked about her song, what's it called again? Cute, right? It came out last night. Let's actually go back to Spotify and look up Lourdes. Have you guys listened to the song? We listened to it. We were live last night on midnight on Station Head. We listened to the song and reacted together. But what everybody was really trying to see was like if this was gonna say heavy on it right here, because she's supposed to be signed to Nicki. So that's what we're gonna get into now, because Nicki was just kind of addressing that on Station Head, and a lot of people were confused. I'm sorry, a lot of people were confused, being that Nicki's label is not anywhere on her music. However, before we get there, just to highlight her performance right now, Lourdes has been charting on the iTunes charts in the pop category. So her single Cute has reached a new peak of US iTunes, entering the top 50 for the first time ever at number 44. This is one of the, updates that came out today. I don't know if this is the latest because I'm not really following like that. So this is Lorda's first ever solo single to reach the top 50 and her second ever song to reach the top 50 of US iTunes. So the Barbs are definitely buying and supporting and stuff like that. And they definitely might kick in their support a little bit more now that Nicki has kind of clarified the like just the current status of like their relationship and of her of her record label or whatever. So I be shady. He about to outsell the fuck out of her. Yeah, facts. I'm this is not gonna work if I can't be shady, all right? So I'm about to be shady. Let me take a bite of food, child, because I ain't been eating like that, child. 'Cause I don't know what's wrong with me, but I need some kombucha. Well, I had some kombucha earlier today, but it's about to be done. Anyway, I'm sorry. So we was just listening to Nicki on Stationhead. This is my notes, as you guys always see. This is like the whole agenda right here. I mean, it's a fucking mess, right? But like this whole first page, so wait, that's 2 pages of what Nicki just said tonight. All right. Am I gonna get through all of that? I don't even know what I said. Okay, I don't even know what I wrote. But and she's still talking, right? So who knows what she's saying? But before we do that, I'm gonna come back here because I'm gonna start off with this. I'm gonna start off from the top down, okay? And y'all, pause me anytime you lose in focus or whatever. She off now. Okay, thank you. I be on me. So, Nicki revealed via Stationhead tonight that she finished her contract with Young Money Cash Money Records. Now, she didn't say this like those words, like she finished her contract, but we're all inferring that because she used the word like when I was signed to Young Money Republic, Young Money Cash Money, or whatever. And I'm glad, like, I feel like all of the fans have been waiting for this moment for her to clarify her stance with Young Money business wise and stuff like that, because it's like every time we talk about this, it's like I literally just made a whole video about like why is Nicki still signed to Young Money after all this time. So I just really hope Nicki's latest release, I just really hope you see how we okay, see, it says here, well, no, see, the thing this is how I'm still getting confused is because she's saying that her contract is over, but it's still saying Young Money right here. So it's like, okay, like they we'll see, like when Nicki does release music again, when she releases a single, we'll see for real, for real. Hopefully it doesn't say Young Money Cash Money on it, and that will literally be like, okay, like they're really done or whatever. And I believe that they're really done because she said it, but it's like I just kind of want like the paperwork to reflect that, like, so because like when you look at Drake's catalog, Drake current shit is not saying Young Money. So it's like once again, we all speculated like, oh, like, like, was Pink Friday 2, did Pink Friday 2 end, like Nicki's contract with with Young Money and stuff like that. So being that, like, we could say like Pink Friday 2, right? Nicki putting out Pink Friday 2, that was her last album that she gave to Young Money Cash Money, right? So now we looking at Drake right now, and you see what he puts out. It says OVO under exclusive license to Republic Records, okay? So that's what I'm looking for Nicki's music to say. I'm looking for Nicki's music to say, music forward, either straight Republic UMG, or heavy on it Republic UMG, or heavy on it UMG. Something that does not say Young Money Cash Money, okay? That's what I'm waiting for. So we're waiting to see Nicki's artist say heavy on it. We're waiting for Nicki's music to say heavy on it. So there's still time for that, right? Like just make sure that what she releases going forward just says like heavy on it or Republic or whatever the fuck, like whatever, bitch. But we just want to see the motherfucking update for ourselves, okay? But yeah, so I don't know if like she was just giving them mad versions or whatever, just to like give them some shit. But yeah, All right, nobody has anything to say on that. So that's fine. So that's just, off top. I wanted to start off top because that's like the, like the top layer of the cake that we about to get into. Because we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of the top level of okay, Nicki, Young Money, Cash Money, she's no longer with that. She's now she got her umbrella, and under her umbrella is Heavy on It Republic. Okay, so now we going downstairs. Okay, so downstairs is where her artists are. Okay, so let me see. How do I let me do and please, if you have any questions, let me know because this is a learning process for us all. So Nicki played Cute by Lord is on Station Head today. So of course the song is out now. Let you know how you guys feel about it. So being that the song was out, everybody knew that Nicki was gonna get on Station Head today because why not? And then like we talked about last night, we talked about the speculation as to like, oh, why is it not saying Heavy on It or X, Y, and Z? Did she sign her contract or not? Right. And so what did I tell you guys last night? Okay, I told you guys one of my two theories. One of my two theories was either Lourdes has not signed no contract. No, this my shit. This was my theory. I said either Tate did not signed off a loyalty and did not sign a contract, or Lourdes definitely did not. But Nicki, what's it called? Like she confirmed, you know. Nicki basically confirmed tonight that none of the artists are legally signed to her. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna get a little bit, edgy at or whatever because my nigga, sorry, you did all of that 2024. All 2024 been about is who signed to Nicki, who not signed to Nicki, who didn't do this, who didn't do that, who didn't do that, who didn't that, who could get free promo, who can't get that, da 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 da. All of these who prerequisites and bitch, then nobody knows sign no paperwork. Nobody signed no paperwork, but we being picky as to who we give attention to and who we give what and what and what. And I'm just like, you gotta be like, it's not the worst thing in the world because I've always been to the point where like, yo, like, I'm gonna give Nicki time. I'm gonna give Nicki time because, starting a label and launching others' careers is truly not easy, and it truly does take time for real, for real. But it's just like the fact that like we've made such a big deal this year about who's doing this and who's doing this and who get what and who don't get. It's like you would have thought that like shit would have been at least a little more developed, but it's understandable because now it makes sense as to why nothing is moving. Nobody really dropping music for real, for real. And yeah, like I ain't even get to that. There's a lot of shit that I want to say. So let me come over here to my notes real quick. So as the whole point about this is that Nicki did play Lourdes' song today on Station Head, and then like just how like earlier this week we talked about like, oh, like do you believe Nicki when she says she not shading Beyonce or whatever? It's like even though she played the song, it's like do I really feel like it's really all good between them or whatever? But as I said last night, Nicki was gonna address this today because the fact that Lourdes' song dropped today and there was no sort of like Nicki didn't promo it, she still hasn't promo it, she hasn't shared it or whatever, and I don't think she is, and I'm not mad about that because like clearly like there's really no paperwork in place or whatever. So like people are still like Nicki is still under the impression that Lourdes and Tate at least want to move forward with signing with her, and Nicki actually like said to Tate, which is like, girl, like who was there, child, listening to Nicki live? Nicki was saying to Tate like, oh, like you handle your business so that we can get the show on the road, X, Y, and Z, basically telling Tate like, yo, like sign the contract or do whatever Nicki want him to do so that they can move forward and put out these hits, as she said, and as they should, as they do need to do. Hold on. So yeah, oh, sorry. So it seems like things are okay between Nicki and Lourdes for real, as always. When it comes to these things, my thing is that we always gonna only get like Nicki's perspective or whatever because that is the only perspective. And so I was a little concerned when she started talking because it's like like these other artists, they're not gonna like Lourdes is not gonna really come out and say nothing for real, right? So let's come over here to my notes. I'm gonna see if I can make it a little bigger and don't be trying to read what the fuck I be saying because bitch, which is a whole lot of motherfucking typos in here because I literally have to like write every single thing that Nicki is saying as she's saying it, and it's just not hard. So she says, "Have you ever?" So I want you guys to listen to this because now in the stories that in the riddles that Nicki was talking about last night, I mean tonight, of course she did not really mention anybody, but I feel like she was talking about Lourdes potentially, and just like her relationship to other younger artists that she is trying to work with. So let's go through it. So she says, have you ever given someone advice and then they don't take the advice and then they get screwed over? Do you say like I told you so, or do you act like it never happened? So then Nicki was like, well, I don't get mad. My reaction to every situation is different based on the relationship I have with that person. I always say though, you were right. As in Nicki is like, she's saying like if somebody gave her advice and they turned out to be right, she would give that person like, oh, like you was right. Like she would she would say to them like, you're right, you know? So then she was like, I have to, like, and then she would be like, okay, when I say that you're right, then I have to go and figure some stuff out for myself by myself, but I never think of it as an issue like between me and that person, because it indicates that that person cares about me, right? That they're saying like, they gave me advice whether I took it or not. So that she said, it tells me this person is intuitive. She says you want to have those kinds of people around you because the next time they give you advice, I don't know if she finished that sentence. She said they rather fail a million times than to take advice or to do what you were saying, something about that. So then she starts to talk about like social media and how like these days with social media, artists are kind of lazy, right? Like they're not as hungry as they used to be. So um she says social media started what? Saying the apology. Oh, so yeah, she said that, but I guess she moved on. She said like, so she said, I love that social media started saying the apology should be just as loud as the disrespect. So a lot of people like, I don't know who like coined that phrase, but I know like when we think about like Nicki going through the hate train and stuff like that, like we used to say like everybody who disrespected Nicki, like if you disrespected her, if you went against her and you want to apologize, your apology should be as loud as the disrespect, So I don't know if that's the thing that Barb started or if it was just like a societal thing that we all kind of started, because it's just true. Like if you disrespect somebody in public, then you want to apologize in public because that's where the damage was done, right? So then she says the apology should be just as loud as the disrespect. She says if you're a real person, like if you were a real nigga, if you were real big, if you a real person, you understand this concept. She said it's interesting to see in real time, and y'all have no idea how many different things and people I've told them things and they've been spot on. And now seeing certain things unfold, I know that even they child, and I don't know, she didn't finish that sentence or whatever. So yeah, she says at one point, who do people really be competing with? So I'm gonna pause here, right? Because let's pause. Hearing what she's saying thus far, right? She's basically who does Nicki sound like to you? Nicki sounds like my grandmother, right? She sounds like my mother. She's basically telling you it's always I told you so, because usually as young people we think we know everything, and our parents, we see that with the generation coming up after us, and even with our parents, like the young people always think they know what to do and da 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 da. So Nicki is basically saying the same thing, like, so basically the way that she's talking, she has to be talking, I think, obviously, to somebody who is less successful than her, because she's basically saying, I gave you advice, you didn't take the advice, and then you saw I was right, right? But I'm like telling you what to do. And I think that like one of the reasons that has it's taken so long for like the artist to release music and whatever it's been, because she's only had like only Tate's released music. He's releasing on the label Lourdes. She's now releasing her first song. But once again, regardless of what Nicki say, that song don't say heavy on it, child. That song say Dr. Luke, okay? That song say a pop label. So I dead don't know what's going on, and that's probably another conversation for another time. But it's just like I'm not understanding like how heavy on it is supposed to be related to Lourdes right now at the current moment, based on the song that she's putting out and the business behind it. Anyway, because clearly Nicki's business is not complete with Lourdes. So then okay, so I read this, right? So yeah, so that's why I feel like she's sort of talking about that situation, because Nikki is talking from the vantage point of like, I've done this, I've been successful, I'm telling you what to do, you're really probably not listening all the way. And then we'll get into some other things, right? She said some other things that I feel like could be applied to Lourdes as well. And once again, this is all alleged, this is all my opinion, my opinions are not facts. I write down every single word, try to, that Nikki says. So I'm reading you the words so you can interpret it how you want to interpret it, and let me know who you think she's talking about. But I'm just telling you who I think she's talking about, okay? Based on the timing and the current climate of the conversation on social media and of the fan base. And that's why she's addressing this today, because this has been the talk of the town all week. And this is one of the things that sometimes is gonna seem like label all artists experience this with their labels. You always hear artists talking about, oh, like they won't let me release XYZ. All I want to do is put out music. I think that there's a reason why I got annoyed at Lourdes, because she kept on previewing this song. It seemed like for 3 fucking months, and we're all annoyed at like how much artists these days preview music, because it's fucking annoying. Like before it even comes out, we have to hear it so many fucking times. So it's like so fucking annoying. And then she didn't have a date for the longest, for real, about when she was gonna release it. So it's like there's the plan that's of the unknown, and I feel like the artist and Nicki be going through the same thing, where it's like the artists, they want to drop, they want to put out music, but they can't do it all the way, because and like Nicki talking about which like the label is currently going through and hasn't been through yet. She's talking fuck, I kind of forgot like my train of thought, but the point was that like fuck, the the business just hasn't gotten there yet. And I think that once again, like it adds to the point where like the older artists have to really be ready to take on younger artists. And once again, I'm always going to give her the benefit of the doubt and time, because things take time. But like with all of this, all of the like, or like all of like this, is my thing when it comes to anything and anybody. I just don't like when people talk so much shit, but like they don't really have nothing to show for it. Like we just been talking so much about Heavy on It all year and all these artists, and like we're like nowhere. So it's just like, yo, go and figure that shit out, and when you're ready, then come and present that to us, because it's like, yo, like for real, like I don't know what's going on, and I really do hope that that deal comes to fruition, and I truly hope that they get to the point where they actually sign that contract. I want to see an artist sign with Nicki Minaj, for real, like genuinely. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going and read some of the notes, okay? So she said, so here's the thing. She says, at what point, like who do people really be competing with? Right. So this is when, let me just keep going. She says, if you are competing with someone that you'll never be able to win against, this is how she talks to the other female rappers, right? She's talking down to them. You cannot compete with me, which is true, right? So she says, if you are competing with someone that you'll never be able to win against, do you think that that classifies as insanity or something else? I'm fucking dead, because who is she talking about? She said, do you think that classifies as insanity or something else? I said, Nicki, you got to stop. You gotta stop. So let me see if I can make this a little bigger. No? Okay. So insanity. So I'm like, who trying to compete with Nicki? Who's trying to compete with Nicki? Like is it the Heavy on It artist? Like is it Lourdes? Like who is it giving? Like who? So that she said, so now she kind of moves on, right? And she moves on from like what I feel like. Just listen. Okay, so she says, people who have 30 different businesses, they spend everything trying to do things that they clearly were not put on this earth to do. So think of like celebrities, right? Like think of celebrities like the Kardashians. They have had every business you could possibly have. They've invested so much money into things because they're just trying to find something that'll stick, right? Kim has found her KKW Beauty, her empire right there. Kylie Cosmetics, her shit was whatever. So Nicki's just basically saying like, look at people who like they start so many businesses because they just trying to stick onto any and everything, but they're not really focusing on what they really good at. Okay, so think about that as I continue to read this paragraph. So she said people who have 30 different businesses spent everything trying to do things that they clearly were not put on earth to do. She said, at what point should you have a conversation with that person? She said, I know. And here's now like where my notes was getting jumbled because she wasn't finishing her sentence, and then I started walking away. I had to do shit. So then she says, I know a bunch of writers. And that's when, bitch, I ran back to the computer and started typing, because like when she said, I know a bunch of writers down here, she said, I know a bunch of writers down here. And why that speaks to me is because Lourdes is a writer, right? Lourdes started out as a songwriter, right? And so I'm like, okay, she talking about Lourdes. So then she says a lot of writers down here. Then, I don't know, that train of thought just goes anywhere. So she says, is it being a good friend to tell someone, hey, that's just not your thing? Have you ever looked into something else? Or do you think you shouldn't say that? So basically what Nicki is saying is that if you have a friend or if you see somebody love trying to do something and they're not really good at that thing, should you tell them to stop doing that thing and go to something else? Or should you just not say anything? Should you just be supportive, right? So this is where I feel like she really talking about Lourdes. I need y'all to talk to me in the chat. I'm not seeing the chat moving. So let me I need to feel your presence. Please make sure that you guys are liking the video. Whatever, because we're really getting to the meat and the bones here. So here's the thing, right? When it comes to songwriters, think about songwriters who have turned into artists, right? Think about, now we have more successful examples recently. We got Money Long, right? She's now an artist. She used to be known as Priscilla Renee, wrote for Ariana Grande, K Michelle, like I mean almost pop, rock, country, really everything. Kesha, Timber. Then you have Victoria Monet, wrote for Ariana Grande. Her artist career is now flourishing. And once again, Money Long, her artist career is now flourishing, right? But a lot of times songwriters, they want to be artists, but their music just doesn't really catch on. And sometimes it's because, like, you can say like for any, literally for any like songwriter, like whether it's Victoria Monet or Money Long, like they're giving away their sound to the artist, whoever the artist who buys their song from them, right? And so now when they try to take their sound and inject it into their music that they release for themselves for us to listen to, we're like, oh, like we can't connect to it, we can't identify with it because it reminds us of Ariana Grande and Victoria Monet and all of the artists that they've really worked with. So a lot of the times songwriters are not as successful as artists because they really should just stay in that songwriting bag because they just don't hit, they don't connect like that as artists. And so I'm thinking when Nicki says like, yo, should you tell somebody that, like at what point, like, should you have a conversation with this person? Is it being a good friend to tell someone, hey, that's not your thing? So is she saying like, oh, like Lourdes, you're really great at songwriting? Because we know that Lourdes, I found out Lourdes through working with Sweetie. Lourdes has wrote for Doja Cat, obviously Nicki as well on Cowgirl and Pink Friday Girls and other songs. And she's a very accomplished songwriter and stuff like that, but she hasn't really hit as an artist yet. And so I'm like, does the shoe fit? Do y'all think the shoe fits? Or am I reaching? Or y'all think, like Nicki not talking about her at all, So anyway, we can move on to the notes, but I'm looking for your feedback in the comments. And shout out to my replay crew as well. I need y'all energy as well. So now she kind of like starts talking about op stuff, like regular op shit, because she said, if someone hasn't said your name in years, but your name is constantly in their mouth every day because they thought it was over for Onika Tanya, not knowing she's a different breed, then I'm like, girl, please. She said, I found out a couple things and it's all starting to make sense now, y'all. I would imagine seeing me and the Barbs continue to soar and win and be happy and joyful, grateful, peaceful. I'd imagine it's pretty difficult for people to digest. So I don't know, is she talking about Rock Nation? Is she talking about Atlantic? A lot of talk about Atlantic going under, firing people, not having no money. Who knows these days? So she says everything they said has been debunked. At this point, I don't know who Nicki is talking about. It could be Rock Nation. It could be Atlantic. Don't know. So she says, shout out to the people who know know it's over, and they're beginning to have to deal with that reality. So I think that she's talking to music executives once again who are losing their jobs, and it's sinking in whether they have to face some karma because they were a part of trying to take Nicki down or whatever the fuck, like their fucking situation is, bitch. I don't fucking know. So then she's like, you reap what you sow. So that's why I tell people all the time, be careful what you do and to who you do it to, because there'll be times that you had the what um something and realizing that the time was actually being spent by the other person building something better than before. Be careful, because you have to answer for everything you do, every lie you tell. So Barb's, let God handle everything. When you know you are a good human being, the way the universe spins the block for you is imaginable. It'll leave you in awe because you remember the times when they had no mercy because what? I don't know, fuck. But yeah, like basically what she's saying is like, yo, like, I'm not having no mercy on my ops. I'm dragging my ops. I'm getting my look back. What she said on Do We Have a Problem? What she said, how get your op back. I don't how the thing go? I'm crying. So yeah, Nicki, she don't care how much time passed, she gonna get her op back or whatever, and she ain't having no mercy because she says, remember the times they ain't have no mercy on me during the hate train, child. So everybody experiencing karma or whatever. So IBME says, I don't think she's talking about her as in Lourdes, because why she want to sign her if she don't see it for her as an artist? That's the tea as well. That's a definitely good point. That's a that's a very a good rebuttal, basic rebuttal. But like, yeah, like it's like, yeah, like why if that's how you feel about people, like, and that's why, like, and this is one of the things that me and IBME agree on. It's like, once you co-sign somebody, you can't really take that back. And it's like, if she and I be on me giving her the benefit of the doubt because she's saying she don't think she's talking about Lourdes, but let's say if she is, like if she is, then it's like you doing the same thing you did kind of like with Ice again, where like you talking about like their talent or lack thereof, but you already co-signed them though, and that's fine because some bitches don't really got talent like that, but it's like you can't really do too much because you saw value in them at some point, so I don't know, child. I really don't know, but this is my thing. Something that Nicki said tonight has to be applied to Lourdes. Why? Because Lourdes is the topic of conversation, right? Like that's the whole vibe right now of trying to figure out every time an artist releases a song, we're all trying to figure out, does it say heavy on it? Is it da 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 da? Because Nicki herself has made it such a big deal for the artist to do what they need to do in order to get her co-sign. So now that's why I feel like something she said tonight has to apply to Lourdes, because if it didn't, she wouldn't be addressing it, like she really wouldn't be addressing it, because she started off the conversation talking about when she was really she was really ready to spill some tea and get into some things. She started off the conversation saying like, oh, so yeah, y'all, like, so I've been on tour for the past couple of months, so what's been going on, da 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 da. Like, girl, what you mean what's been going on? You've been on the internet all every day, like you tweet every day. What you mean what's been going on? Damn well what the Barbs is talking about right now, because people in the comments talking about Beyonce said you were robot X, Y, and Z. So you really want to get into some things? Are you really ready to wake it up? Let's go. So yeah, that'd be my thing. I don't know if Nicki really be ready for real. But anyway, that's the type of time she came on. So I said, okay, sis, you know what's going on. And my thing, that's my thing. It's like, girl, like cut the small talk. Like, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know what today is. You know what people are talking about. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's spill some tea. Anyway, we get into the end of my notes, I think. So she said, okay. So then she said, what? Okay, so pay attention to this. Oh, wait, bitch. Hold on. So she said, bro, I'll leave it in awe because you remember the times we had no mercy. Okay, cool. So she says, everybody comes out to say something. So, okay. So she says, basically she's saying everyone who comes out to say something, whether they speak it on her, everybody who does that isn't genuine. So I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, are you talking about like people who saying your names in interviews? Remember when the female rappers used to be like, oh, like, I love Nicki Minaj, like, but it's like, they don't really do that no more. So I don't really know like what she's talking about. Of course, we know like people like Steve Style who've been speaking on Nicki, but I don't know like who would be genuine, because like in order for somebody to be, if she's saying like they're not genuine genuine. So in order for us to think that they are genuine would have to mean that they are saying something positive about her in the press or in the public. So I don't know who is currently doing that, who she don't think is genuine. If you have any ideas, let me know. But anyway, she says, I saw someone that was saying something about their career. So she's basically saying now that she saw somebody talking about their career. Maybe their career didn't do as well or it didn't pan out, how for them, how whatever. And she said it's not about a rapper. Okay, so we know that the industry is in shambles. So she said, I saw somebody that was saying something about their career, and a lot of people was trying to be there for them and say positive things. But I know for a motherfucking fact, that's what she said. That's what Nicki said. She said, I know for a motherfucking fact that I remember giving this particular person some really good advice about something and they didn't listen. So if they did that to me, then they probably don't listen to the people they be down with, they friends, they associates and stuff like that. And it's not a rapper, she said, but they was thinking that the internet clout is real life. So they didn't feel that they had to listen to little old me. And now it's costing them because no one cares. But I had a solution. I had a plan. So you guys have not seen me. Sorry. So you guys have not seen me fully be behind an artist yet. So that's a whole nother statement that I need to detach from this. That's the whole big statement in itself, which is the whole reason why we having this conversation right now. So let me finish up that paragraph before this. So I don't know who the fuck she's talking about. Y'all let me know. She's not talking about a rapper, somebody who she gave advice. Their career went down a drain because they thought internet was clout was real. I don't know, bitch. I don't know, and who cares? So she says, but let's move on to this. She said, I had a plan. So anyway, she says, you guys is in the fans, the barbs, right? So she knows, right? She's addressing this because she knows that this is the talk of the town in the fan base, right? So she knows that all of the fans is talking about who not signed, da 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 da, Lord, this is dropping. So that's why she felt the need to say, you guys have not seen me fully be behind an artist yet, because she knows that the fans are waiting to be like, oh, like, regardless of like where the artists are at now, how much support they do or don't have, the budgets they do or don't have, like she's just, setting our expectations, like just so y'all know, and also for the haters who's wanting to see like the downfall of Heavy on it, or wanting her artist to flop, or just not giving her the adequate chance in order to prove herself as a music executive and as a label owner. She's just made just let's all just make sure that we know that whatever we see these artists doing, even though she may co-sign them and say that they affiliated with her, we have not yet seen her fully push an artist yet. So let's move on. Not yet, for instance, she says, all of the artists, most of them that you see now circulating around, a lot of them are the successful ones now signed to major labels. Like how when I came in, I was signed to Young Money Cash Rebly. Sorry, what the fuck did I just say? I was signed to Young Money Cash Money Republic. So the production company and the label was the one who was putting up the money. So now this is when we talked about this at the beginning of the segment, where I showed you guys where she said that she's no longer signed to Young Money Cash Money. So that's where we're now. That's where we are in my notes right now. So now where she's saying I'm no longer on Young Money Cash Money. She said I'm signed directly under Republic, not Young Money Cash Money. But what I was saying is most of them you see doing really well. So she's telling us like most of these artists that you see doing really well, they got all these labels behind them and stuff like that. So now she draws attention to Tate Cobain, which is her specific artist who's been releasing music under Heavy on it, the label. She says with Tate Cobain, we have not taken him to do an official meeting with Republic. So when he's putting out songs, it's like my mixtape songs, like Nicki's mixtape songs, basically just to keep her name out there, to keep her sound out there and stuff like that. So that's what she had to say about Tate. So let's pause here right now, because we've been talking about Tate, and last night I said like Tate is the one who's really been doing a lot, and whatever loyalty he gave to Nicki, like he really gave her loyalty based on bitch, I don't even fucking know. Because once again, his shit say Heavy on it, bitch. Nobody should say Heavy on it. And she literally just said, we have not had a meeting with the label yet. If they haven't had a meeting with the label yet, then what that mean? That mean that ain't no paperwork been signed. That's what that mean. So, basically what's happening right now is Tate is giving Nicki his copyright on promises and contingency that he, believes that she will do the best she can to widen his audience, or whatever the fuck you want to fucking call it, or whatever the fuck, and I've always said and I maintain that regardless of how many conversations we've had this year about all of the artists who have walked through Nicki's door, whether they signed or they didn't sign, whatever the situation was, even how, regardless of how unpopular my opinion was, I always maintained that I would still sign the deal. Right. And Tate is an example of that. Tate is an example of, of what, of like literally, yo, this is Nicki Minaj. I got Nicki Minaj behind me. Let me give her this opportunity, even if shit is not solidified yet. And that's the type of trust that Nicki is clearly looking for in the artist. And hopefully, like, you would trust your, your label that much to do this. But it's also understandable artists who want structure and who want agreements in place and stuff like that before they start giving out their copyright willy nilly like that. Because woo, had it had went wrong for Nicki and Young Money, it would have been a problem. It would have been a problem, and it would have been a conversation. So, I can't fault any artists for taking their time and stuff like that and just waiting until the time is really right. So let's finish up. We almost done with the notes. So we said, we talked about Tate and talked about the status of his deal. Let me know any comments, questions, concerns on that. Moving on to Lourdes. Once again, she dropped today. She says, with Lourdes, not everything is completely sorted out. But everyone involved really loves her and is proud of her. I want to do her project on a large scale because that's what she deserves. It's something to start, I don't know, to start hearing her voice more, but we haven't done the official deal with all parties. And so until we do that, that's not something you'll see. Until we do that, you won't see the full impact. So yeah. So basically, once again, she's just verifying that. But basically, Tate and Lourdes is kind of in the same place. They have not met with their parent label yet. They haven't met with Universal. They haven't met with Republic to really flesh out what a deal would look like and what they would owe, what is heavy on its responsibility, what is Republic's responsibility, who get and how much percentage, X, Y, and Z. None of that has been really for real solidified yet, for real, in terms of literally nothing. And so that's why I was like, girl, like, we've been doing this all year for what? Like, going back and forth on artists for what? And nothing is legally signed, nothing. So anyway, we about to literally be done. Like, we're literally done. So she says, then this is when she says, tell Tate, as in Tate Cobain, she says, tell Tate you need to go handle your business so you can get a real budget. And I'm like, damn, Nicki, you calling him out talking about he could get a real budget when he the one who been the most loyal to you. He done gave you 3 songs already on Heavy on It. He done gave you 3 goddamn songs already, and you talking about sign your contract so you can get a motherfucking budget. No, he's the only one that been giving you a motherfucking copyright. So I hope you've been, letting that motherfucking budget slide for him a little bit. Anyway, so she said, what she said? Handle your business so you can get a real budget so we can get these hits out there, because he's a hit maker and I don't want him to da 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 da. And then, child, I stopped typing because it was time for me to come live. Then because of social media, people are less hungry. And then I was like, why would she say that right after talking about her artists? Because when you say social media has made people less hungry after you started talking about your artists, it kind of made me feel like in some ways you talking about your artists. So anyway, she says, because of social media, people are less hungry. As an artist, they're not as motivated. Instagram and the music business are 2 different things. So now she start talking about girls, like she starts talking about like women, like female rappers or whatever. That's what it sounded like to me. So then she says, shame on anyone. So she said, she's basically saying, y'all need to understand that Instagram and the music business is 2 different things. You're not going to be successful off of popularity and likes. So she said, shame on anyone that had their clients thinking that was real life. I don't want to find some shit. Find out some shit after a flop album. Oh, so basically, she was basically saying like, oh, I don't want to hit rock bottom after the album flop. Like, oh, like I'm thinking I'm all this and that because I got all this social media clout. Then I drop an album, it don't go nowhere. Then is when I start to realize, oh, wait, right. Instagram and the music business are 2 different things. It shouldn't take you that long. So she's basically saying you should have someone on your team. Then, girl, I stopped typing because here we are. So that is what Nicki had to say today. This might be saved on her station head. I'm not really sure. You might be able to find it on YouTube, but I basically gave you like the most important things of what she said regarding her business, regarding her label. So you guys let me know what you guys think about that. And yeah, like I'm gonna pause for a little bit. shout out to everybody watching right now. I appreciate all 19 of you. Please make sure that you guys like the video and turn on all the notification bells when you subscribe so that you guys never miss when I upload, especially now because child, I'm streaming from a whole different app. So I need y'all to really have y'all notifications on. I'm just going through my uh my what's it called? I'm just going through my agenda a little bit. So I think what I'll do, oh my fucking god, it's 12 a.m. I think I'll just cover two topics and then we're gonna call it a night. It's the night is still young, but it seems so late because I got started late because Nicki was on late, child. But I do want to cover at least two more things. I didn't get to all of the business talk that I wanted to do tonight, but we'll do that, like tomorrow. We'll talk more about TikTok, BET, and Atlantic. We'll do that tomorrow. But just two like quick topics and then we'll get out of here. So, let me know that you guys are here so that I'm not talking to the wall. So moving on, after that, let me make sure. Hold on, let me make sure. Um, Miami Funny Call. All right, cool. I'm gonna have to update this title. Anyway, so it says, despite shattering genre barriers, Beyonce lost all of her 12 nominations at this year's People's Choice Country Awards. So I didn't even know there was a People's Choice Country Awards, but I just started going through these comments. I just wanted to see what people were saying. Like, she knows Jay-Z forgot to cut his check. The downfall of her career is directly correlated to the evil things Jay-Z has been doing to others' career. And usually I don't like a lot of conspiracy on Beyonce and Jay-Z. Not that I give a FUC a care about them, because I really don't. Not fans of neither of them. But hey, like, I just hate to put like false accusations on people and conspiracies on people because that could really hurt their reputation. But going down these comments, I really truly wanted to see like what was the perspective of all of the different fan bases. And so you see like a lot of Barbs under here. You see other fan bases under here. It's surprising to see Beyonce lost all 12 nominations. Her impact on music is undeniable, and hopefully she'll get the recognition she deserves in the future. I don't know who this who this person is a fan of or whatever, if they're fans of Beyonce. The CMAs know about her and Jay, but it's real interesting. What you guys should do is like you should go through comments like this on any artist, right? On any artist, and see what all of the different fan bases say about that artist. Because usually, like, the Barbs are all saying the same thing. The Barbs are like, yeah, Jay-Z, Beyonce. Then the other fan, like Taylor Swift, the Swifties might be saying all, like, it's just so interesting how, like, based on whatever artist you're talking about, each fan base has like similar or different perspectives of them, and you'll see that in the comments and stuff like that. And hopefully, like, I don't know, I don't know, but like that's just a thought that had came into my mind earlier today. Like, oh, like, like what is the different perspectives, and stuff like that. Anyway, the last thing that I think I want to touch on is this is music business, but also related to female rap. And this came out September 25th, so it's been 3 days. So it came out this week. But and when we were live yesterday, I showed you guys Music Business Worldwide, which is a good source to get music industry news and tea from and stuff like that, and just business information and updates. So it says Grammy winner Eve sells her rights to Iconoclast an 8-figure deal. So basically, Eve has sold her catalog for about 25 to 30 million dollars, okay, allegedly. So it says, according to a press release issued by the company today on September 25th, it has acquired the publishing rights to the catalog of double platinum selling and Grammy award winning hip hop artist Eve. Sources tell Music Business Worldwide that the transaction was an 8-figure deal. Sorry, 8-figure deal in the ballpark between 25 million and 50 million dollars. So described as a trailblazer in the music industry, Eve first gained recognition in the late 1990s with her debut album blah 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 blah, which made her the third female rapper in history to reach #1 on the Billboard 200 with hit singles like blah 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 blah. She became a defining voice in hip hop, known for her lyrical prowess, the dynamic flow, and unique fashion of rap and R&B influences. Eve has previously collaborated with Who Cares, Me, even Gwen Stefani. Great. Okay. So this person basically who owns this company that bought Eve's catalog is a veteran music executive and was previously CEO at Irving Azov's iconic artist group. So y'all know Irving Azoff because he used to manage Nicki, currently manages Cardi, Travis Scott, and other big artists and stuff like that. And he's also a big touring executive, Ticketmaster, Live Nation, and stuff like that. So somebody who used to work for him basically founded a new company and bought other artist catalogs like E. So you can imagine that somebody who worked for Irving Azoff is extremely smart and knowledgeable and knows how to like get money and investors and like is working with millions, like tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Anyway, and I bring this up because you probably, I don't know if you guys are confused or whatever, but like it was back like when the pandemic was kind of subsiding, it was really really popular for artists to sign, I'm sorry, to, I mean, yeah, sign, but like to sell their catalogs. That was around the time where Wayne sold his portion of the Young Money catalog back to Universal as well. So a lot of deals happened around that time and they're still quietly happening around the industry. But I wanted to point this one out because we don't hear a lot about Eve. I don't think Eve really does a lot. You can say she's really retired from music, and this is the best way to retire from music. Is to really kind of what they say, cash out, sell your catalog based on what it's going to make in the next 20 to 30 to 50 years, so that you can have a huge influx of cash. Eve said that her husband is not a billionaire, but hey, she's probably up a good 30 to 50 million right now, and who knows if she'll ever own her music again. But yeah, that's what a lot of these artists is doing nowadays. They trying to survive a recession too. Okay, so this company was founded in late 2021, right? That's around the time they was buying a whole lot of catalogs, and at the time they purchased Robertson's music. Sorry, they purchased his publishing and name, image, and likeness rights, plus his recorded music interests covering his career to date, meaning to this date, to whatever date, like to today. So most recently in March, this company struck a deal for a catalog of music assets of legendary singer and artist Tony Bennett. Oh, wait, is he still alive? I thought he died. Last month, Ironclad entered into a strategic partnership with Colorado-based Ujamaa Designs to acquire publishing and name, image, and likeness of culturally significant reggae artists. Ooh, I gotta look into this. It's touching the Caribbean now. So it says Eve's contributions to hip hop and popular culture are unparalleled. Is Eve the first female rapper to sell her catalog? Did Missy Elliott do a deal? I don't know, but she might be the first female rapper to do this. She's not a only great artist, but a true pioneer for women in the genre. We are honored to help preserve and elevate her incredible legacy, ensuring that her influence continues to inspire future generations of artists and fans alike. So yeah, basically it's just telling you like this company, they also bought the producer royalties of composer, songwriter, and producer Giorgio Moroder. We don't know who that is, but so it says in May in 2023 the firm acquired the music publishing catalog of Beyonce and MIA collaborator Switch. Okay, so basically a Switch, which is a producer writer who worked with Beyonce, they bought his catalog. So they might own some shares in Beyonce's music and stuff like that of what that producer owed. So basically, ooh, wait, hold on. In July 2022, veteran music executive and producer Irv Gotti, the founder of rap label Murder Inc., sold a stake in his master recordings to Ironclad in a deal worth $300 million. So yeah, you see like all of the hip hop veterans and stuff like that. The executives, they selling their shit. The artists, they selling their shit. So interesting. And we gonna, now that we having more business shit, we just gonna like kind of keep up with whatever whenever I see it come out. All right. So I'm gonna go through the comments a little bit, and okay, nobody has anything to say. So I don't know like if people are here right now, but thank you guys so much for coming through and spending some time with me tonight. I truly, truly appreciate you for dealing with me through my technical difficulties. And I'll be going back and just trimming these lives down a little bit from the actual start time and stuff like that. Let me know if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns based on any of the topics we talked about. Some topics will flow over into tomorrow because there is way more business stuff that I want to get into. And yeah, not a lot, because one thing that I want to do in this transition, when we transition into more like business type content, is I don't want to overwhelm you. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of business stuff, but maybe like up to three things weekly that I find, or not weekly, but who knows, child, like every 2 weeks or something. Like, we'll get into like a rhythm and a flow and stuff like that. But yeah, it is 12:12 on the East Coast. It is Saturday now. So Nicki has a show today, I believe. What y'all doing this weekend? Should I come back live tomorrow? Oh, Nicki been tweeting. Hold on. Who are you telling? Being a mom child. Here she go quoting Rihanna. Rihanna said, "Being a boy mom is an Olympic sport." Here her son trying to climb out of the playpen or whatever. Nicki said, "Child, who are you telling? I've literally had to learn three new sports. Three new sports. Help." Handsome self. Papa Bear flattened three playpens before we gave up on it. They have superhuman strength and brains, and we'll find a way around any and everything. So, it is September 28th now. Papa Bear's birthday is in 48 hours from now. I believe Papa Bear's birthday is September 30th. Okay, so let's actually go onto Nicki's profile. Let's look at the upcoming dates. So okay, so after today, which is tomorrow, it's tomorrow. So today is Las Vegas. Then she has a break for a couple of days, and then she's going to Kansas City. So she's actually going to be off on Papa Bear's birthday, but she's going to have to work the day after that in Kansas City. So probably after Vegas, they'll go back to um LA, have his birthday and probably get back on tour, or who knows, child. But yeah, that's like what Nicki's dealing with in the next couple of days. So shout out to Papa Bear, happy birthday to him. Nicki's still tweeting. She said Pink Friday 2 album was directly through Republic as well. Child, she know I'm talking, bitch. Let's go and check up on it. That's how Beyonce sound, right? Oh boy, you looking like you like what you see. Won't you come over and check up on it? I'm annoying as fuck. Pink Friday 2, child. Wasn't we just here? Yes, it says Republic, but why it say Young Money? Can somebody please take a screenshot of this? You know what? Let me do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's respond to Nicki. We're gonna respond to Nicki together, and we're gonna ask a question because we want to know. We're genuinely interested and curious, and we're curious about the business, and we're trying to get answers. So we're gonna show her. I don't know if you guys see what I'm doing here, but basically I'm cropping this screenshot that I just took of where it says Republic Records, and then I'm gonna highlight uh here and draw a box. No, because I'm gonna tweet this, and I'm gonna say, hey, let's go to Nicki real quick. We're gonna say, quote, oh, you know what? Let me read the whole tweet before I start writing a response. She said, they gave me an option to keep Young Money on it. Oh, yo, this is why reading is fundamental. I'm crying. If you're fucking here with me, I'm fucking crying because I was about to ask her, why does it still say Young Money? And she literally said it in the next sentence, bitch. That's why you should fucking read. See, that's why I stop myself before I start tweeting, bitch. Go read, okay? So Pink Friday 2, the album, was directly through Republic as well. They gave me an option to keep Young Money on just the credits of the project. I chose to keep it for this one, but Pink Friday 2 was directly through Republic Records. This is literally all I've ever wanted. All I ever wanted was for Nicki to clarify what her label situation actually is. It's been how many mother effing years I've been waiting for this? Like, oh my God, like this is all, yo, like this is the tea I be wanting. My God. Anyway, thank you, Nicki. Finally. Fuck. Shit. All right. So now we gonna come back. I think this deserves another conversation, like more business stuff, like now that Nicki's on Young Money, off of Young Money, now what? Heavy on it. See, so now if somebody could go and pull up, shout out to like I say shout out to y'all because I can't believe that y'all really deal with me. But if somebody could go pull up Replay Crew, whoever, bitch, everybody, I want everybody to go listen to Nicki features back in like 2021, 2022. When was the last time that Nicki said Young Money? Let me see something.
Young Money.
Okay, so that's Dip came out when 2018. Oh yeah, that's so long ago. I need to see around like, yeah, I want to see like 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022 features around there. When did Nicki stop saying Young Money and start saying heavy on it? She really started saying heavy on it like with Ice Spice on the Princess Diana remix and stuff like that. And then she said heavy on it, but y'all get what I'm saying. All right, so what we really could do, like, why am I asking you this? And shout out to anybody who thinks on a deeper. I may ask like surface level questions, but I'm asking you for a reason, right? I'm asking you. Nicki has clarified that she is not no longer signed to Young Money, right? All right, cool. So that probably means, bitch, let's go back to Spotify, bitch. Oh, shout out to everybody who really be with me, because bitch, who else is breaking it down like me? That's what the fuck I be asking, ho. That's why the bitches don't like me. They keep coming back, bitch, because don't nobody break it the down. And I don't even say I know everything, but who gonna sit here with you and guide your thinking through this? Anyway, let me go to, I'm looking for Beam Me Up Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty. My what? My wine be too dirty, okay? Because this was re-released in 2021. This was the next project that Nicki released after Queen, and it says Republic Records. It doesn't say Young Money. Fuck. So was Queen Young Money's last album? So Young Money not getting paid from Beam Me Up, Scotty? Let's go to Queen. What it say? Young Money, Cash Money. All right. Now let's go to Megatron. Let's go to Megatron, because Megatron was a single that came after the album Young Money, Cash Money. All right. So she still gave them Megatron, Young Money, Cash Money. Let's go to Yikes. Yikes. I mean, because Yikes was 2020, right? Let's go to Yikes. Here. Young Money, Cash Money, 2020. All right. Let's go to DWAP. Do we have a problem? Young Money, Republic. So it's around this time where a shift starts to happen clearly into who, the label and what's getting credited. But yeah, I'm not going to think about all of that right now, because that, deserves a little bit more thinking. But why I'm asking you, if I didn't clarify that before, I'm asking, when was the last time, the last feature, the last whatever, where Nicki said Young Money on the song? Because that could signify when her contract with Young Money was truly over. Okay, we know it's over now, but when was it really over? Like, you get what I'm saying? That's why I just went through all of her catalog and I showed you the dates and what label it was saying. So y'all go figure that out. Go listen to some music and come back and you let me know in the comments. But once again, I appreciate you guys so much for sticking through. Shout out to everybody who came through, stuck with me to the end, all the way from the beginning. I truly appreciate y'all. Once again, I really can't say it enough, for real, because like, who cares about what I be talking about? Like, y'all could really be anywhere else, but y'all really here with me on a Friday night, and it's late at that. So I will try to come back tomorrow. I wasn't really going to come live tonight because I wanted to, and I was thinking about it and preparing for it all day, but I was just so tired, but then I got energy, like when Nicki came on. So I'm so glad that I still came live to talk to you guys, because clearly we got a lot of things accomplished tonight and we learned a lot tonight. And that is my number one goal here, is to learn, which is why we're specifically focused on the business tonight. So I do want you guys to make an account on the Playback app, and we'll talk more about that, because that's where I am right now. I'm not actually on YouTube. So I'll be on YouTube and I'll be listening back to this. And yeah, I'm gonna just shut up now. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. If I go live tomorrow or anytime this weekend, I hope to see you there. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with all notifications on. Please like the video. Please let me know your comments, questions, concerns in the comments. I know it's a lot. We be talking. I'll be saying a lot. Let me know. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. All right. Peace.